Hello everybody. So, based on my last video, I was trying to get the Ssl Tls Certificate to validate, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't wanting to work. And well, I actually figured out the reason. The reason is because I previously had the DNS address propagated to a previous project address. Basically, this this address right here for Great Site, this was something completely different. And in order for this to propagate correctly, I needed to go to this address right here, which is, I'll throw this in the description for this video, just because it was helpful. Anyway, so I went to this website address here, and I had to first clear the CNAME cache for my main domain, and then go through that process. I also did it for the A records, and then I also after that did the great site. If I can type right, the great site dot by. Sorry about that. Looks like we had some technical difficulties there. So we had to flush the by Peterson, and then flush the great site by Peterson CNAME and a record, and through this address again. I'll throw that in the description for this video. And then once we did that, I just refreshed this main page, which is the Netlify page. And when I did that, I was automatically presented this, and it's a Ssl Tls certificate for the great site.bypeterson.com webpage, as you can see here, and it will expire in 3 months. And this is completely free. If you want to ever donate, which whenever I feel rich for that 5 minutes, I certainly do, because this is an amazing service that they do for you without any issues whatsoever. So now that we have the HTTPS certificate, we can click on greatsite.bypeterson.com, and it will propagate to our proper address, and it will give us all these changes. Now, let's say we wanted to make a change where this background, instead of being gray, was going to be, let's go white. So what we could do, and to make it simple, I'm just going to make the change. Well, we'll do this. So I already have this connected, but I just want to show how the power behind this. So we're going to open up, I have the GitHub desktop app. I have it right here, and I have a couple different portfolios or repositories, as you can see. So I'm going to open up the user interface. I'm going to pull origin, make sure it's up to date. Okay, make sure one more time because I changed the branch. Excellent. All right, so we're going to open up the folder or the repository user interface in uh, Visual Studio Code, which you can see here. It did that. So what we want to do, as we already discussed, is to change the color of the container or the body from gray to white. So we're going to go to the CSS file, find our container right here, and this is before I studied responsive width, so don't ever do this, folks, unless you're like really specific and want something to be done. Don't use pixels, use percentage. Anyways, so we're going to change from gray to white, and we're going to save in Visual Studio Code. And I have this set up so that whenever I make a change in Visual Studio Code, it'll automatically recognize that change in my desktop GitHub application, which is pretty simple. It's awesome. Anyway, so it's recognized that it took the red line is what I took away, green line is what I put in. Now to go ahead and this is the commit message. If you're familiar with Git, I'm going to commit change background color, and I'll just be a little more specific, from gray to white. All right. So we're going to commit to the branch that I'm on. And then we're going to push this, which is basically going to take the changes that have been committed, back to this from this branch on this repository in GitHub. And as you can see, it recognized that change immediately. So we're going to do compare and pull. Basically, this is version control. A little advanced for this video, but it's going to change this real quick. Create pull request, and then we're going to merge it because it should be good to go. We're going to confirm the merge, and now what this has done is changed our project from a gray background to a white background, and we can verify that by going into code, changing it to the branch that we want. Go to index.html. Sorry, wrong one actually. We go to index.css and look for the container right after the CSS reset, which is, let's see, where did you go? Code starts here. All right, so as you can see, dot container, it took our change from gray to white. So this is what's really cool and powerful about Netlify, which I love. We can go back over to this web page, and we can do one of two things. We can either hit refresh, which we're going to. So we're going to refresh, and then bam, it changed the background from gray to white immediately because it recognized the change, and we can see this by going to deploys, and we can see that deploy preview number 1 right here. And I believe I'm not too positive. Actually, I am. So this right here, this is the commit number, and then you can see that same number right here is the same. I believe that's what that means, is the commit number. Don't quote me on that. But you can see that those were recognized. And right my time, it's 9:41, and it was deployed at 9:40. Now, when it was deployed, or redeployed, I should say, because it's instantaneous automatic changes and updates. It went ahead and changed or redeployed it to that white background. And you can see that here. Now, for whatever reason, it gets stuck or it hasn't updated or it's not pushing properly, all you got to do, trigger deploy under the deploys section or tab under the project or the Netlify project that you have hosted. Go to clear cache and deploy site. It's going to go through these steps, and then once you see site deployed or site is live, which is right here, you can just go back from deploys, click back on the web page, and then there you have it. And everything is, it's business as normal, white background, and everything is good to go. So that's the real power to the combination between Netlify and user interface. It's immense. I mean, it's immediate changes, and it wasn't even that hard. I think the total length of this video is somewhere around 5 minutes right now. So that's all it took. I mean, it took even less time than that. I just talk a lot because I like the sound of my voice. But I mean, it was really simple, really easy. If you have any questions about this process, questions about how to do specific things, why I selected the specific branch, anything like that, feel free to comment on this video or on the part 1 video as well, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Or you can email me for, if you want to ask me private questions. That email is contact@robertpeterson.dev, also in the description of this video. And again, I'll also post that link from earlier where I had to cache the DNS. And this is, I believe, this is going to be for any domain name server that you have. So any domain name, you can use this here. It doesn't have to be through Google DNS. Anyways, again, any questions, let me know, and I'll be glad to assist you. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.